My local game store occasionally has a league event where everyone builds commander decks built around one of the new commanders. The deck I chose to build for myself was Hinata Dawncrowned, because I'm a monster. But since the deck has a budget of under $100, I don't think it'll end up being too scary. The deck ended up being a lot of fun to play, and I'll probably be upgrading it as time goes on. Hinata Dawncrowned is a 4-mana, 4/4 legendary Kirin spirit with flying and trample. She also has 2 static abilities. One makes it so that spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast for each target, and the other makes it so spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each target. So Hinata is both a stacks effect and a mana reducer on a single body. So what does that mean for our deck? Obviously, we want to have as many multi-target spells as possible so we can cast them for free, or basically free. We also want to keep our commander on board as much as possible, which is going to be difficult. Stacks commanders are especially hated, and you'll have to be ready with some way to protect her. And since we're basically a Spellslinger deck, we can look at running a few token generators as well. But remember, this is a budget deck for our LGS's league play, so we can't go too overboard. Our target is $50, and we're close, but we did go over a bit because there are a few cards I really wanted to include. Before we get into the deck list, let's keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, though this deck will probably go higher. 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, 1 sudden I win card. To start, let's take a look at our X-mana spells that can hit multiple targets. First of all, we have Expansion Explosion, Curse of Swine, Fireball, By Force, Disorder in the Court, Fall of the Titans, Comet Storm, Prismatic Boon, Mass Manipulation, Heliod's Intervention, March of Swirling Mists, Crackle with Power, and Reality Spasm, which is our sudden I win card. With Hinata's ability, we can tap all our lands and mana rocks, then untap them all for 2 mana, enabling us to cast enormous X damage spells and possibly winning the game. Next up, for our multi-target interaction, we have Magma Opus, Sudden Substitution, Aether Gale, Return to Dust, and Crush Contraband. For our counterspell package, we have Insidious Will, Wild Ricochet, Negate, Arcane Denial, Unwind, and Rewind. Finally, an Abrade for spot removal and a Ghostly Flicker for protection. Our board wipes consist of Distorting Wake and Hour of Revelation. To draw through our deck, we're running Whirlwind of Thought, Frantic Search, Archmage Emeritus, Compulsive Research, Jaya Ballard, Ral Izzet Viceroy, and Soulfire Eruption. To cast our spells again, we've got Ardent Elementalist, Mystic Retrieval, Mavinda Student's Advocate, Archaeomancer, Pull from the Deep, and Reconstruct History. To go with our Spellslinger theme, especially with big spells, I've included Zephi Thunder Conductor, Double Vision, and Sunbird's Invocation. Talran Sky Summoner and Young Pyromancer can choke up the board with blockers, while Feather the Redeemed and Soulfire Grandmaster both let us cast our spells over and over again. To ensure we've got the mana to cast our spells, we've got Goblin Electromancer, Solemn Simulacrum, Soul Ring, Mind Stone, Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Elementalist's Ballot, Midnight Clock, the Guild Signets, and the Diamonds. For lands, we're running Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Mystic Monastery, Temples, Typed Snow Duels, Gainlands, a Prairie Stream, Lorehold Campus, Prismari Campus, 8 Islands, 7 Mountains, and 7 Plains. So let's compare our deck to our checklist and see how we did. 52 mana sources, but that's okay. We want to be able to cast our big spells without Hinata, just in case. 15 pieces of card advantage, many of them repeatable, perfect for a Spellslinger deck. 21 pieces of spot removal, most of which can hit multiple targets. 2 board wipes. No graveyard hate, but we do have 1 sudden I win card. So we didn't hit everything on our checklist, but that's okay. I figure once I update this deck, I'll be sure to include graveyard hate. I wanted to stay under $50, but the deck ended up being just over $60, which is fine. The league wants us to stay under $100, so we're well beneath that threshold. In order to be successful with this deck, you need to be patient. There are several turns where you will just play a land and pass. You want to be certain you can combo off, or at the very least take out the threats at the table, be they a specific player or a board full of enchantments. Regardless, take your time and practice with this deck. Let me know what changes you'd like to make and what cards you would run in your own version of Hinata. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cute Stuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, there's a link to her Fiverr page below. Please like and subscribe for more content. I post new Commander videos every Monday. Or you can click here for more Commander content. Stay safe, and I'll see you all again next time on Musings by Dated.